Uh, let's give her your attention.
How does diversity affect the success rates of sports teams? As you can see in this image of a triathlon team, there is a lot of diversity within the players' ages, races, and genders. However, diversity does not only relate to physical characteristics. It can also relate to different skills, interpretation, and solving of problems, and unique training experiences. While this team is very diverse, most professional team rosters do not share this level of diversity. For example, at the Olympic level, the only team sports that are co-ed are tennis, ice skating, and badminton. There have been numerous studies on whether diversity aids in the success of a team or if it hinders a team's success. But the general consensus is that teams succeed most when they embrace diversity and increase team cohesion by interacting with their teammates more. A study performed by Thomas Timmerman through Tennessee Tech evaluated the relationships between teammates on professional basketball and baseball teams with a lot of different varieties of ages and races. Timmerman's study focused on the dynamics of one team comprised of different ages and another comprised of different races. Another variable the study took under consideration was the difference between high and low interdependence. Timmerman classified basketball as a high interdependent sport because there is a lot of interaction between teammates. He classified baseball as a low interdependent sport because there was less interaction between teammates. The results of the study showed that in basketball, the high interdependent sport, age and racial diversity had a negative impact on the success of the team, whereas in baseball, the low interdependent sport, there was less effect the diversity had on the success. The conclusion of the study found that there was lower success rates for highly diverse teams, especially those teams that had a lot of interaction, and there was higher success rates for less diverse teams. While Timmerman's study focused on the negative effects of diversity on a team, there are also many benefits of having a highly diverse team. With a team with a lot of diversity, there are more perspectives which can reduce the threat of group thinking. Poor decision making is often a result of group thinking, which is when decisions are made based on limited perspectives. As seen in this image, the holdout, a woman is surrounded by a large group of white men. Not only does her gender distinguish her from the group, but also her positioning. She is in a pose of defiance with her arms crossed, and she is not relaxed based on her rigid posture. This portrays that she is in opposition to the men's ideas. This group, with the exception of the woman, could easily be susceptible to group thinking because of the lack of diversity. However, the woman's added opposition further makes the decision-making process easier. Because of the added diversity, the group of jurors is forced to reevaluate based on new information. Listening to the perspectives of every teammate is essential on a team because it enables people to interpret and solve problems in a unique way that can help outsmart their opponent. Whether it be pre-planned training practices or in-the-moment calls made during a play, a diverse range of ideas and opinions can enable a team to better use the unique skills of each teammate for their advantage. As you can see in this graph from the Cultural Evolutionary Trade-off of Ritualistic Synchrony article, there was more conformity and less creativity in the control group, which was the group that was forced to walk a strict path, versus the more creative group, which was able to walk anywhere. This data helps prove that ritualistic synchrony and a lack of cultural diversity increases conformity and decreases creativity. This type of extreme cooperation and cohesion can be detrimental to sports teams. It fosters an environment that excludes minority group perspectives, which perpetuates the issue of group thinking. A large range of playing ensures that players will solve problems in unique ways. Professor Edmund Molesky from Duke University studied the relationship between cultural diversity and success rates of European soccer teams. The study found a strong positive correlation between team diversity and performance. While most of the top teams are at a similar skill level, the benefits of diversity can come from the different countries of origins of the players. Different countries train with different organization of players on the field, defensive tactics, and styles of play. Teams that limit their cultural diversity are statistically less successful than teams that integrate players from around the globe. In studies from both the Washington Post and Northwestern University, the main issue when it came to diversity was the lack of team cohesion. With a lot of different cultures, ethnicities, and ages, there is less bonding experiences for the team. A lack of cohesion on and off the field due to low amounts of interaction can result in people categorizing themselves and others into social groups. This natural tendency to categorize people is called the social categorization theory, and it can lead to stereotyping and polarization of social groups. This can easily be solved with more interaction between teammates. To conclude, diversity aids in the success of teams and should be encouraged in order to diversify and increase creativity. Thank you.
Thank you. How did your research question evolve as you moved through the research process?
Originally, I had planned on taking a larger group, not just a sports team, maybe a whole school, but with more research, I realized it was really difficult to find solid data that applied to such a large group, so I refined my research to do that.
Okay, thank you. How was your conclusion in conversation with the body of literature or other research sources you examined?
My conclusion was similar to most I found, although Thomas Timmerman's study varied a little bit. He leaned more on the side of diversity that hindered the success of teams, but through a lot of other sources, I decided that overall, with more interaction between teammates, diversity is a good thing in a team.
Okay, thank you.